Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing distributive property explained and the rules. Alright, what is distributive property? Distributive property is a rule used in mathematics. You multiply a number outside the parentheses by each term inside the parentheses. Alright, what are the steps of distributive property? The first step is multiplying the number outside the parentheses by each term inside the parentheses. The second step is rewriting the equation without the parentheses. And then the third step, is combining like terms if needed. Now, this might sound confusing or just overall uncomfortable, and I completely understand that. For me, I'm a visual learner, and I do know that some people like to read it instead. But for me, I'm a visual learner, and if you are too, that's amazing. I'm going to go over a few steps, and if you aren't, I have the steps here for you. And if you like to do independent work, that is totally okay too. Alright, some things to know. A is our coefficient. B and C, those are our terms. Alright, so example 1. We're going to start off really easy, short, and simple. So we got to follow our first step. That is multiplying the number outside the parentheses by each term inside the parentheses. So what does that mean exactly? So the number outside of our parentheses, that's our coefficient. The number inside the parentheses is our term. We're going to multiply these together to get our answer. So 2, we're going to rewrite the equation without the parentheses. So to even cancel out the parentheses, like I said earlier, we're going to do the term times coefficient, multiplying it. So 3 times 90, that is 207, and our answer would be 207. We don't have to worry about combining like terms. We're not dealing with X or Y. But if your brain thinks that combining these variables without the X and Y are still like terms, you can absolutely go ahead with that. It is still acceptable. It is okay. It is still a step. For me, this is just the simplified way, but you can do it however you like and however you understand. All right, example number 2. This one might look a little intimidating, but I promise you it is not. And we're going to go over this step by step. It is just one step more. All right, so we're going to multiply the number outside of the parentheses by each term inside the parentheses. So all we're doing is multiplying the coefficient by the terms inside. The terms inside is 25 and 15. So I would have to remove the parentheses. How exactly do I remove the parentheses? Like I said in our last example, to remove those parentheses, all I would have to do is do the term multiplied by the coefficient. So that would be 4 times 25 and 4 times 15. And of course, we are adding these values together because that's what the original equation said to do. Addition. So we're going to combine the like terms, which I said a few moments ago. This is just a simplified way. If you do like to combine the terms, because these are just regular terms, they're not X or Y, that's totally okay. Step 3 can always be simplified or not even exist for some people, but it is still a crucial step that I think shouldn't be skipped over when we get to harder equations in a moment. But yeah, just keep that in mind. So 4 times 25, that's 100, and 4 times 15, that is 60. So those are like terms, those could be like terms. They're not X or Y, so that'd be 160. That is our answer. We still did the distributing. We distribute the 4 to 25 and to the 15. All right. So, example number 3. Once again, this might look intimidating. I understand it might look icky. It's a lot to look at in one place, and I understand. So we're going to break this down. Starting on the right side, I have 5, and then as the 5 is the coefficient, and then 2x and 7, those are my terms. On the left side, I have -3, that is my coefficient, and then the x plus 4, those are my terms. So let's solve on the right side first. So to get rid of those parentheses, or to rewrite without the parentheses, I would do 5 times 2x and then 5 times 7. On the left side, I would do negative 3 times x, and then negative 3 times 4. Alright, so now that I have these, I know that I do have to multiply them to even get like terms. So, I would do 5 times 2x, that is 10x. 5 times 7, that is 35. That's the right side of the equation. Now we're going to move on to the left side. Negative 3 times x, that's going to be negative 3x. We combine those. And then we're going to do negative 3 times 4. That is negative 12. We're still doing addition because that is what the original equation calls for. That is the operation being done. So I would combine the like terms. So underline in red, those are my x terms. Highlighted in blue, those are my original terms. They do not have an x or y. They do not have a variable. They are just regular values. So I would do 10x minus 3 and then 35 minus 12. So 35 minus 12 because that's the 23. Those are regular terms. And then the 10x minus 3x, that is 7x. Those are my x terms. And I would have 7x plus 23. I cannot simplify this any further. Now, if it was a one-step equation, that would be a completely different story. And yeah, you could simplify this if it was a one-step equation. That is in one of my previous videos. If you want, you can always go check that out to understand more or just get an insight and see how these topics correlate. If not, that is okay. And remember, this is just a distributive property video. This is a building block, and I think that is very essential for all students all over the world to learn in mathematics because we are constantly using it and evolving it as we go through the math system. Anyways, so my answer would be 7x plus 23. 7x, that's my x term, and the 23, that is my regular term. Do you see how I distribute that 5 and negative 3 and broke the equation down? That is a very crucial, so do not let long or bigger equations intimidate you. Because at the end of the day, it's how you deal with it. It's how you manage it into something smaller and you just break it down into subgroups. It really simplifies it and can give you a huge booster. I do want to point out a mistake. Do not combine like an x and a regular term or a y and a regular term or a y and x because those are not alike terms. Those are two different terms and two different variables. I feel like that is a common mistake and we want to make sure to avoid that so we can have accurate and correct answers. Alright, thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, you can always leave them down in the comments section. And until next time, Ari the Math Tutor signing out.